Now, if when you go to assessments and you're adding a new assessment, and you go to outcomes, it's an outcome-based or a standard-based one. And if you choose, I'll just choose one outcome, and you create a title, whatever, and the subject, make sure when you click here that you don't type in health, language arts, math, that you select them from this list. So sometimes this list takes a second or two to pop up depending on how new or old your iPad is. If it's slower, it takes a little longer. This one is pretty fast. Like I click in there and it comes up fairly quickly, but it might be a little bit longer than that. And you might be tempted to type in math. And if you type in math instead of mathematics, like I have it there, then what will happen is, I'll just close out of here. When I go to next, there won't be any values because there's nothing for math for grade 1. There's only stuff for mathematics for grade 1. So I'm going to cancel this. And then this kind of created parts with these. So I'm just going to delete this. Okay. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to go outcomes, press one outcome, and I'm going to type whatever I want for a title, click on subject, and make sure I select mathematics from here, still grade 1. I press next, grade 1 mathematics. If I click now in strand, you'll see the strands come up. Geometry, measurement, number, patterns, relations. So I select one like number, and it shows the ones there are. So I'm going to pick this one, N03, and press next. And then I can create it by pressing, or do a rating scale, press the 3 point, and submit. Now, if you're doing exactly like that, and it's still not coming up properly, then it probably means that you, in the original, when you were asked if you wanted to check to see if there's outcomes or standards already set up, you didn't actually press it you said later rather than doing it right now, and that was during the initial setup. So if that happens, and so that basically means when you press, I'm going to go back to assessment list, when you press the plus button here and you go to outcomes and you select one outcome, really under subject here, when you press that, nothing really will come up in here, and you just be typing your own in every time. So I'm going to cancel this and show you. I'll delete this assessment. If that's the case, you have to go to the home and you have to get the outcomes. So you'll see assessments in blue over here. Outcomes, kind of the bottom of that little list there. You go to outcomes. Now there won't be any in here. I have all the grade 1s in here, but yours will be empty, or at least not the ones you want for your grade. So then you're going to go to outcome setup, the third tab over, and it says by grade. You're going to get your outcomes or standards by grade. So I'm going to press that one, and then basically just click in here and select the grade you want. So my grade, I have grade 1s in there. So let me do a grade 3, just grade 3s, and press submit. So now this is going to, since the outcomes have been brought into it. Okay, so I come back. Okay, so now I want to see those outcomes. So I want to go to the grade outcomes, the first tab. And you can see grade 3 over here. These are all the grade 3 outcomes. I'll keep going up, up. There's my grade 1 ones that were there before. So now I have both grade 1s and grade 3s in here. Which, if I'm using, I have a combined class, well, it wouldn't be one in grade 1 and 3, but so just make sure if the outcomes are not coming up in the list, you check to see that you've actually brought the outcomes in, or that you're not typing in the subject, you're selecting it from the list.